2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Portland Trailblazers up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And guys, when people talk about the Spurs, they talk about consistency. From the front office, to the coaching staff, to the effort on the floor. Take a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge. He embodies that, doesn't he, Kenny?
Yes, he does. He's got great scoring. He's got great footwork in the block. The art of the mid-range jump shot is still there, but he can pick and pop and pick and roll, Shaq.
And, you know, he always finds a way to impact the game with his shot. When he's on like Texas barbecue, Ernie.
Ooh, Texas barbecue.
That wraps it up from here. Thanks for joining us.
I'm hungry.
We'll see you later.
Welcome, everyone, to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Spurs were handed a loss when they went up against Portland.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
They would look like they had to figure it out and take a couple bad shots and be right back to where they started.
And Portland starts out with the ball. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Murray out there with Mills. And it's Ginobili in at the 3 slot. Here's Nurkic. And it's sent back by Aldridge. Over McCollum. Mills can't hit. And talk about the Blazers players. They talk a lot about the work ethic of this team.
Well, the work ethic of this team starts with number 0, Damian Lillard. He makes sure that this is a competitive environment. A lot of these young players, though, are looking to prove themselves in the gym before and after practice. They're challenging one another.
Now here's Ginobili following the shot by Ed Davis. Mills passes to Aldridge. The Trailblazers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. McCollum kicks to Davis and finished off by Davis.
McCollum is always aware. Fantastic skipping the ball over to the open man.
Now here's Murray, covered by Lillard, and Mills kicks to Aldridge. Good looking screen by Gasol, and Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Mills.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game. Nice inside bucket right there.
Outside Turner. Davis against Aldridge, and Turner kicks to Nurkic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Tries from 16. Shots good by Turner.
But Turner has a reliable mid-range shot. This is where he likes to operate. He looks comfortable shooting from here.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Terry Stotts and I got a chance to talk for a bit. They have won their one matchup against this team so far, but he said the first order of business was for them to score against a very tough shot blocking team inside. He said in a game like this, you can't turn down perimeter looks. They could be the key to victory. We'll see if he's right, Kevin.
That's great, David. Thanks. They've got their hands full against a team that plays such tough D.
And that's why you got to be flexible in terms of your game plan, particularly on the offensive end. They might have to try a few different approaches till they find one that works.
Well, Greg, I think the best approach is a solid motion offense, a lot of back cuts, ball movement side to side. Against a team with this kind of defense, good movement is always the key to breaking them down.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Evan Turner.
In the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons except the strike-shortened one in '99.
And both free throws good for Evan Turner. And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big three of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
And look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound, finishing strong on the putback.
And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Passes it to Murray. From 8. That one no good. Good work defensively by Lillard. Here's McCollum. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
The D a little slow to get in his face. They're fortunate it didn't cost him.
And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Again, McCollum missing. Spurs trail by 4. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Mills. San Antonio again missing. And the basket by McCollum.
Oh, Lillard's so solid at moving the ball. When one of his guys has a clean look, he quickly gets it to him.
Spurs have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Here's Aldridge. Drops in the layup for 2.
He gets it to him off the bounce pass and gets the assist.
Portland leading by 4. And Lillard kicks to Turner. Nurkic setting the pick for Turner. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Love the inside game of Turner. He's not the biggest guy, but that doesn't stop him from capitalizing in close to the bucket.
Now here's Murray, covered by Lillard. Ginobili kicks to Gasol. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Blazers.
And no doubt they relied upon that three-point shot to provide a big chunk of their scoring. Now, that's been a trend in the modern NBA, and they took that philosophy and ran with it.
For Portland, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Nurkic dishes to McCollum. Takes it from 10. And the shot is long.
Well, he's having a tough go at it so far this quarter. Not much dropping for him.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And Chris, as the season gets going, a lot of players start having lengthy road trips. Just how hard is it to play on the tail end of, say, a 5, 6, or a 7-game trip?
It's terrible. You miss the comforts of home, sleeping in your own bed, eating your own food, your habits, or being on the road. Or you just miss all the good things about home, your family, and things like that. But you have to love these trips. One, if you're a player, because they set up time for chemistry. It's the most time you get to spend with your teammates. You really get to bond and get to know who each other are. Secondly, it takes a toll on that team. It wears you down. It sets you up for failure when you come home. And what's great about that is every team has to go through it.
Right.
So this is the NBA. It has to be the hardest league, the hardest schedule. And so it's tough, but, you know, that's what we do as players in this league. And so I love it because everyone does it. And I've always said it, sports are so fair because it's unfair to us all. And that's an unfair part of the game, but you got to get through it. You got to battle it, and you got to get through it.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
Well, the Blazers' offense is based on flow and movement. A lot of screens off the ball, creating openings for their shooters.
And here we go. Fast break. Turner's got it. Here's Lillard. San Antonio with the rebound. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
And no doubt that the fight was there, but no matter what they tried on that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
They made a positive play here and there, but just couldn't string enough of them together to mount a serious run.
Spurs trail by 5. And the Blazers, one of the better offensive teams in the league. Very unpredictable.
Well, they keep the defense moving and reacting. They keep the weak side occupied, not stagnant, with a lot of isolation or post-ups.
The Trailblazers shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Collin passes to Nurkic. Back to McCollum. Clock at 6. Here's Turner. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
And trying to be the first one to get his hands on the miss. Instead, he's called for over the back.
There's nothing malicious about that play. Just isn't in a good spot and can't recover.
Tony Parker's checked in for the Spurs. Lillard with it. He's coming off a 22-point game against Atlanta. Turner against Ginobili. Here's Nurkic. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. Spurs trail by 5. Here's Mills. He's coming off a 10-point game against Phoenix. Ginobili kicks to Gasol. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
The wherewithal from Gasol there, nailing the shot despite the tough defense all over. And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Collins checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Aminu comes in for Ed Davis. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Evan Turner. And it's Napier in for Damian Lillard. Free throw good from Gasol. And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that 3-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
got to know McCullough has an itchy trigger finger. As soon as the ball comes to him, he's ready to pull it.
And here is Parker. 11 points last game. Outside for Gasol. Tried to come right back with the three of his own. It's no good. Pass to McCollum. He dishes it to Napier. Inside, here's Collins. And that one, good. And the Trailblazers lead by 7. For San Antonio, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Gasol a screen. Parker kicks to Gasol. Over Collins. Again, the miss by Gasol.
The defense recognizing the situation and getting right in his face once he got close to the bucket.
And there's the feed to McCollum. To the paint. Here's Napier. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. And it's a 9-point Trailblazer lead.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Parker outside. Green, the screen. Will it go? And Gasol lays it in. Gasol's got 7 points.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
Portland leading by 7. Napier dishes to McCollum. Kicks to Harkless. Green against McCollum. And there's the pass to Napier. Feeds it to Collins. That's short off the rim.
I don't care who it is. You can't leave him wide open from that range.
And Anderson kicks to Green. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
First free throw is good. And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
And both free throws good for Green.
Well, he's not making any mistakes up there today. Another solid trip to the line for him.
Napier kicks to Connaughton. Dishes to Collins. Here's Napier. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. From down in the low post, it goes. Napier's got his second bucket. Here's Parker. 7-point differential. Pass to Gay. At the top of the key, LeVert. Knocks it loose. And Anderson kicks to Laverne. There's a good screen. Here's Gay, and it's blocked. There's the dish to Harkless, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Tony Parker. Averaging 9 points per game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
He hustles, does the little things, just a good complimentary guy who you need on your team.
Here's Napier. No good that time. Great D that time from Green. A pass to Gay. Harkless with the steal. Here's Connaughton, guarded by Green. Connaughton passes to Napier. The drive by Green. Second shot opportunity, and scoring with the play inside is Gay. Gay's got his first points in this one. Portland leading by 5. Napier kicks to Harkless. Passes to Connaughton. Harkless dishes to Napier. 6 on the shot clock. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Spurs trail by 5. 1:03 left to play in the first quarter. They kick it out to Green. And now Portland on the break. Here's Connaughton. Collins passes to Napier. He kicks it to Harkless. He feeds it to Aminu. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. .41 seconds left to play here in the first. Aminu, good, and it's Napier with the assist that time.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision making right here. You can't let them have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And when it comes to athletic small forwards, Gay's the cream of the crop. An aggressive player whose reach really helps him on both offense and defense.
For San Antonio, they have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now. And he makes the first. And he can't hit the second. Looking at the Trailblazers, they took the last win in their last game against Atlanta.
Yeah, struggled to shoot the basketball in that game, but still found a way, if you will. I mean, they had to pick up the slack in a lot of other areas, and they did.
I'm proud of the way they hustled and essentially gutted out a victory, even though things always weren't going their way.
Puts up a 3, and another 3 for Portland.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Yeah, you got to love it. Everything's working. Offense, defense, already a big lead.
And so it's Portland with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now a chance to hear from point guard Damian Lillard as he explains his stoic demeanor on the floor.
I was taught to, never let anybody see how you feel. I kind of just embraced it, for my entire life. Just, you wouldn't know if something was going on in my life or not, because as long as I'm taking care of business and doing what I need to be doing, that's all that matters.
I would say we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of business.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, aggressive on D, efficient on offense. They balled out to an early lead.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard set. Anderson is out there with Rudy Gay, and it's Laverne in at the 5. Spurs trail by 8. And Anderson kicks to Laverne. Pass to Harkless. And it's blocked.
And Gay has put a ton of work into his defense over the years. Specifically, it's how he times blocking those shots.
Trailblazers moving the ball around. They grab their own miss, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And let's quickly check out the best young defenders and how they've been playing in the low post lately. Your rookie block leaders for the past month. And you look at Collins, one of the top intimidators in the league, a fierce shot blocker.
He's been a factor on the inside. An impressive stretch for him defensively.
2 shots.
No good on that one. And Chris, when you played, you were known as a guy at your size who could rip and run, take it coast to coast. You look around the league now, who are some of the best big men ball handlers?
Oh, you love it. If you get that board, you got to be able to take it, speed up the offense. We've seen Draymond just have a field day doing it with all the players on his team that can knock it down and score. Blake Griffin, Anthony Davis. We've even seen Paul Millsap and Julius Randle do it a little bit. So I love the fact that if you can get that board and push it, it makes it easier because you don't have to look for the outlet. You can actually find that point guard, that 2 guard in transition, and let them score, and you be the facilitator.
Just 5 to shoot. Game. And that one is off. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Here's Lillard. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. The drive by Green. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili.
Nice understanding of where to go with the pass there.
And Lillard kicks to Turner. They set the pick. The feed now to Lillard. With some arc. Second chance shot. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
He lives for these type of battles on the boards. It doesn't matter which end of the floor it is either.
And for Mo Harkless, Greg, a one and done as we know out of St. John's, then first played in the NBA with Orlando, but he has found a role, it seems, with the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and think of it, the Magic basically gave him away. Felt he wasn't aggressive enough and not a good enough shooter. He's gained confidence here in Portland and parlayed that into a long-term contract.
The free throw off from Harkless. Spurs trail by 8, and we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
They are throwing the ball away at an alarming rate. And I'm sure that's what they're discussing right now, those turnovers. They have to take care of the basketball, value each possession.
Ed Davis is checked in for Maurice Harkless. Murray kicks to Aldridge. They set the screen. Here's Mills. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Mills has got his first 2 points.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Screen by Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Over Murray. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
And Lillard is a great scorer from the mid-range. He gets a little room to shoot, he knocks it down.
Mills dishes to Ginobili. Rebound by Nurkic. Trailblazers leading by 10. Turner passes to Lillard. Here's Connaughton. He's covered by Ginobili. Not really his range, and it's off target. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Murray, good.
And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
It's Davis on the wing. Connaughton kicks to Nurkic. Screen by Nurkic. Back to Lillard.
Damian Lillard, the originator of 4-Bar Friday. Last season, he released the letter O, his album. Featured some pretty big names.
And Lillard with his own music label. He enjoys spending time in the recording studio.
Yeah, music, hip-hop, and basketball and sports go hand in hand. I mean, his high school coach was also a music producer. So Damian and his teammates had a chance to get in the studio at a young age. Before games, during warm-ups, they play their songs. I mean, that's what athletes do. That's where it all started.
Free throw good, Damian Lillard.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Pau Gasol's checked in for Laverne. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard. And for Damian Lillard, Chris, last season arguably his best yet as far as individual numbers are concerned. And yet again, he was snubbed for an All-Star game.
Well, he just calls it wood on fire. I mean, Lillard, a 2-time All-Star, he probably should have made it a few more times. I know he feels that way, but he's not focused on the accolades. He's focused on winning.
And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Here's Turner, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Turner's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, he's been the safety valve for them on every possession. So dependent.
In the corner, Murray with it. Aldridge a screen. Gasol dishes to Murray. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Murray's got his second bucket of the night.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Turner against Ginobili. And Turner kicks to Nurkic. 6 to shoot. Trying to find Davis. He's got it now. A rebound by the Spurs. To the middle. Here's Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Well, also a miscommunication on defense. No one rotates over. See ya.
Lillard, right side. Screen by Nurkic. Charity stripe shot. Again, the miss by Lillard.
A frustrating start to this quarter for him.
Mills passes to Murray. Aldridge dishes to Mills. And McCollum with the block. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Turner leading the charge. Davis unable to get that one. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Murray kicks to Mills. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. So often there are some players who have one unstoppable move or something that they'll lean on if their team needs a basket. What did you feel your go-to move was when you were playing?
You know, I've said this many times. I just felt like my go-to move was just get a bucket. And so it depended on where I was on the floor. You know, I love the jump hook from the left block looking in. My 15-foot jumper, 17-foot jumper. I felt that if I came off a pick and roll and I caught the ball live, I could drive or I could shoot the jumper that if you were a big fella, you were at my mercy. And so, you know, those were really my spots on the floor to really try to do damage. So, you know, it's just about the point guard, the team that you're playing with, where shooters are on the floor in case you get double teamed, and just kind of knowing your game. And so I felt comfortable on many spots on the floor, and depending on what spot, on the floor, time and possession, that's where I was going to go and just try to be successful.
I always felt you read well. You reacted well after your read.
Yeah, because, you know, I grew up on teams where coaches, you know, would want me to do the correct play, and just because you can shoot a jump hook, your favorite shot over 2 people, but if you have a wide open, great knockdown shooter in the corner, you're supposed to make that pass. And so that's what I mean about, you know, what's your favorite move. It really depends on where I was, because a lot of times it was to get my shot first, and then if I knew the defense was coming, it was to identify where that next guy was going to be. So if I didn't score, I was going to get the ball to the guy that was. And it was an easy way to kind of control the pace and the play from the game from that post position.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. San Antonio calls timeout.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout. And looking now at the numbers for Lillard, the last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. First in free throw percentage, 8th in scoring, and such a great distributor and decision maker, among the top 10 in assists per game.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season. Ginobili the pass to Gasol. Good on the bucket. Gasol's got 9. Portland leading by 8. McCollum outside. Here's the teardrop, and Gasol sends it back. Aldridge dishes to Gasol, and Gasol slams it in.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for Gasol to dunk it home. At 7 feet tall, he uses his height to power home those jams.
And Lillard kicks to Davis. Nurkic a screen on Aldridge. And the pass to McCollum. Shoots over Mills. Again, McCollum missing. Spurs trail by 6. Mills passes to Gasol. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
And with Gasol, he feels comfortable shooting from any area of the court. If you give him space, he'll torch you.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
72% at the line this season. He has yet to set himself apart in that department.
Al-Farouq Aminu. He's checked in for Portland. Napier comes in for Damian Lillard.
And over the years, Gasol has proven himself to be a valuable teammate, someone guys love to be around, a guy that plays well with just about anybody.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Trailblazers keep it alive. Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 13-4 run. Parker dishes to Mills. Back to Parker. It's stolen by Davis. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance.
And it's good to see McCollum working on becoming a better defender, using his quick hands to wipe the ball away.
Kicks it to Parker. Aldridge a screen. Parker drives in to the inside. It's stolen by Davis, and the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Collins is checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. Gay comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Green in for Patty Mills. There's the pick. Napier kicks to McCollum. Gay with the block. Before his injury, Rudy Gay had made some strides on the defensive end. In general, Greg, he doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his impact on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Gay has always been a great ball hawk. I mean, he's got long arms to pick off lazy passes. He gets a good amount of blocks for a wing player as well. Very much so underrated when you talk about his defense.
free throw, no good. And Chris, you had to deal with different injuries during your playing career. Some guys get bit by the injury bug and some others avoid it their whole career. Do you think that staying healthy, Chris, is a skill, or is it just luck of the draw?
Man, that's a great question, Kevin. I really can't answer that. When you look at a guy like Jordan and seeing him only hurt his ankle one time, or,
right.
You know, I do think when you take care of your body and you prepare, that you can definitely stave off injuries. But at the same time, I think it's the luck of the draw. If you were a guy like myself and you're rebounding in the paint and there are a lot of feet under you, you're going to come down on someone's ankle and twist your ankle. We've seen a lot of non-physical injuries, a lot of injuries that just seem to happen out of nowhere. When you look at George's injury with the Olympics that time, or you look at a guy like Steph Curry with his ankle injuries that he had back in the day. So I really can't answer that. That's a great question. It's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? But I would just say this, no matter how hard you work, it takes a little bit of luck to be successful. I think we all would say that. So I would lean on more so the side of luck than necessarily being prepared and not having an injury.
Good answer. Good looking screen by Gasol. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. You're looking at the list of the NBA's top shooters from behind the arc for the past month. You look at Green, dangerous player from three-point land, a great talent with a great release.
Sometimes a three-point shooter gets into that rhythm and just keeps carrying it over. That's been the case for him the entire month.
First one falls for him. Harkless is checked in for Portland. Both free throws good from Gasol. And here are the Trailblazers now. Now McCollum, he had 16 points in the win against Atlanta. Shoots from 12. No good. Great D that time from Green. Gay passes to Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit, too. Makes the right read, go straight to the rim.
Here's Harkless. Rejected by Gasol.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
Here's Napier. The good-looking shot from the wing. Napier's got 9 points. Spurs trail by 5. .139 left to play here in the second quarter. Feeds it to Gay. Green dishes to Gasol. 5 to shoot. Over Collins. And again, it's Pau Gasol. Gasol's got 13 points now in the quarter.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Here's the screen. Napier kicks to McCollum. Tries to save it. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. And look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far from McCollum.
Well, you have to give him credit because he's done everything he can to help contribute, but it doesn't appear to be in the cards for him tonight. A lot of strange releases, and he just isn't the same efficient scorer that we're used to seeing.
McCollum against Green. Anderson outside. Left side Gasol. It's Parker outside. They get it back. And the shot goes in. And now just a 1-point Trailblazer lead.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
McCollum against Green. 20 feet out. And the basket by McCollum. He's got 14.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
Green, the screen. Anderson passes to Gay. Misses in close.
Their stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to it.
Here's Napier. The Trailblazers rebound. A second chance effort. He doesn't hit that one. Now here's Parker. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Parker's got his first basket of the night.
And when Parker's converting on the pull-up, Jay, it has to be demoralizing to the defense.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Trailblazers out in front. They're up by 1. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They lead by 1 point. Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, they were lighting it up from 3, and that was the difference in the first half. They did a good job of running off screens, spotting up, and getting rid of the ball quickly. And their shot selection, solid.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
The thing I like was how they were making a conscious effort to work the ball inside. They should do the same in the second half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whether running the offense through the post, driving it, doesn't matter. Get to the rim, and the rest will take care of itself.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
High above downtown Portland. You get the great idea of the beauty of the city, folks. Welcome back, everyone, to the Pacific Northwest. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. And what about Pau Gasol? I mean, he's been sensational.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
Well, it comes down to talent, comes down to hustle. He's shown both in a big way so far.
San Antonio trailing here. The incredible pair of Lillard and McCollum are at the 1 and 2. Davis is out there with Nurkic, and it's Turner in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Good looking screen by Gasol. Clock at 6. Murray dishes to Mills. Murray kicks to Aldridge. Lays it up off the glass. Aldridge has got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Spurs. Portland's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Turner with the screen. Lillard with it. Shot clock at 6. Puts up a 3. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Here's Murray. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Dishes to Lillard. Outside, Davis. And they double up Davis. Rejected by Gasol. Murray kicks to Mills. Second chance shot. Aldridge, the pass to Gasol. It's Ginobili outside. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 3 assists now in this one.
And how about that lefty stroke there from Ginobili? It is a thing of beauty. He is dialed in from deep.
Lillard dishes to Nurkic. From outside the arc. Lillard again missing.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
And so the ball out of bounds. McCollum touched it last. As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything stands out west. You look at San Antonio. Here in the middle of the regular season, they've been able to get the 4th best record in the conference. And, of course, Portland, 2 spots down.
And for the Trailblazers, they were a team that no one knew quite what to make of entering the season. But as the years gone on, it's become clear they're legit contenders.
And I don't think they knew exactly what they were either at the beginning of the season. But as they've gotten more familiar with one another, their chemistry has really developed over time.
Over in the corner, Turner. Portland no good that time either.
Well, they look a step slow on offense out there. Can't seem to pull a lid off that basket so far in this first half.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
Murray kicks to Gasol. To the paint. Over Davis. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Trailblazers trail by 4. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket, and with his size, that turnaround, Jay, is just about unstoppable.
And they double up Davis. He dishes it to Nurkic. That one drops for him.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Spurs leading by 4. And here's Mills. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Good looking screen by Gasol. And Davis sends it back, but they recover it. Gasol passes to Aldridge. That doesn't go either for Aldridge.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
I mean, the truth is, if you play long enough, sometimes you're going to have a bad quarter, even a bad game. I doubt that this shakes his confidence.
There's the pick. Pass to Gasol. Nurkic with the steal. And it's McCollum off the drive. And McCollum with the slam.
Gotta respect the speed of McCollum. Fantastic at knifing through the defense and beating them to the bucket.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. Number 5, the Spurs.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Gasol. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Laverne, he's checked in for the Spurs. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Murray dishes to Mills. Passes it to Ginobili. Shoots over Turner. No good from Ginobili.
And a nice job of utilizing his body to get around the defender, but that's just a tough one to knock down consistently. Looking here at some numbers for Murray. His last 10 games, he's averaging 14 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
The first free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And this motion offense of Terry Stotts, a great fit for the roster of the Blazers.
Well, he's a coach who builds his system around his talent, not the other way around. Great firepower, especially in the backcourt. He's done a great job of exploiting.
High arcing shot. The shot's good. 8 points for Lillard.
Well, Lillard knows how to score the ball inside. All he needs is ideal positioning, and he's good to fire.
And Mills kicks to Ginobili. The dish to Laverne. In the corner, Murray with it. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Gasol takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Gasol's got 25 points in the game. And here are the Trailblazers. They're on an 11-3 run. Nurkic setting the pick for Davis. Davis sets a screen. Nurkic the pass to Lillard. 5 on the clock. Takes a 3. Drops in the tray. Lillard's got 11 points.
Well, Lillard is just an intelligent player. Someone who uses the screen to get open so he can fire.
They set the pick. Murray with it. Lillard picks him up. Murray kicks to Mills. Misses the 3.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know if he can just break through this cold streak, he can give you what you need.
Screen by Nurkic. Here's Lillard. San Antonio with the rebound. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And Portland making a change here. Harkless has checked in. And San Antonio with the change here too. Gay's checked in. Here's Murray. 8 points for him. And it's Gay at the elbow. There's a screen. Ginobili attacking. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Ginobili, he's like a whirling dervish when he's driving inside. Just kind of glides his way to the basket.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
An 80% shooter. The work he's done at the line this season, one word, solid.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Collins checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Aminu comes in for Evan Turner. And it's Napier in for Damian Lillard. Danny Green, he's checked in for the Spurs.
Mind the lane.
Parker comes in for DeJounte Murray.
One shot.
And Portland with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Napier. He's got 9. He kicks it to Aminu. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Napier. He's covered by Ginobili, and it's Napier missing. San Antonio trailing here. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4 and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender, and I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with.
One shot.
Free throw no good for Ginobili. And Al-Farouq Aminu, the 8th overall pick back in 2010. He's found his niche as a defensive-minded, small ball power forward.
And Kevin, think about that 7'3" wingspan, which will help him defend against bigger, stronger players. And his skill game, though, still looking for some consistency in the offense.
Elbow. 2. Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. And both free throws good for Ginobili. Here's Napier. 9 points in the game so far. He feeds it to Aminu. Pass to Collins. Over to the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Portland moving the ball around. And it's Connaughton missing.
He made up his mind that he was going to try to score through some tough D. He should have thought about looking for his teammates there.
It's good. Parker's got his second basket of the game.
And Parker just super efficient at shooting from inside the paint with shots like that one.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Connaughton passes to Harkless. They set the screen. Aminu with the screen on Parker. Here's Collins. And Aminu kicks to Napier. The pass to Connaughton. The feed to Napier. Kicks it to Collins. Portland no good that time either. And it's the Spurs ball. They're on an 11-3 run right now. And the wide open shot from Green. Misses the 3. Trailblazers trail by 4. Napier dishes to Harkless. Puts up a 3. Rebounded by the Spurs. Gay's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Parker kicks to Laverne. Back to Parker. The shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Napier kicks to Harkless. 1:56 left to play in the 3rd. Here's Connaughton, headed by Green from 12 feet out. That one off the back iron and out.
If he'd been even halfway decent today, the score would be a lot different, but you can't get anything to fall.
Down low, here's Aminu, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Aminu's got his second basket of the night.
Good movement there, and the lead pass was right where it needed to be.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
And the chance to draw up a great play. I mean, this is a chess match at work.
The Spurs making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. And we take a look here at the shot chart for the Spurs.
Right now, after looking at that chart, you pretty much can just jog down the court. He gets it in the paint. Just time and time again, he's worked his way in close and made a shot over a defender or found another way to convert. Just great stuff coming from him thus far.
They recover it. And it's Laverne missing.
But just the presence of the D in the lane is enough to make him short arm that layup.
1:03 left in the 3rd. Connaughton kicks to Napier. Feeds to Aminu. Here's Harkless. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
And let's review some numbers for Green. Putting up about 10 points a night, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
He hustles, does the little things, just a good complimentary guy who you need on your team.
Gay outside. Three-pointer. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Rudy Gay. And that's now 7 points for Parker. Trailblazers trail by 5. Napier kicks to Harkless. 26 seconds left to play in the third. No good from Connaughton.
Everything he is throwing up has been off. He needs to find his groove, and soon.
Gay kicks to Laverne. Dishes it to Green. From about 19 feet. Yep, it counts. Now it's a 7-point Spurs lead. Here's Napier. It's deflected. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Well, they trailed by a bunch, but once they got going, the comeback was on. Back to the action after this word. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Nobody holds the ball, not even 1,001. You catch it, it's a shot, it's a drive or pass, whatever you got.
Specific instructions from Greg Popovich. If you don't have a clean look, don't have an open lane, move the ball.
Yeah, and the key is fast decision-making, and that takes great recognition from all 5 guys in terms of communication. That's really what we call chemistry.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard set. Aldridge out there with Rudy Gay, and it's Anderson in at the small forward.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. And he gets it to go. Aldridge has got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs. Napier kicks to Harkless. There's the pick. He dishes it to McCollum. Back to Harkless. Collins a screen on Anderson. Harkless the pass to Napier. To the paint. Here's Aminu. Good. And it's Napier with the assist that time. Napier's got 4 assists in the game. Spurs leading by 5. Parker outside. Pass to Aldridge. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game for the Trailblazers. Davis comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Napier. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Gasol's checked in. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Davis with a screen on Green. Here's McCollum. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Spurs shooting reasonably well, 45%. Aldridge with a screen on Lillard. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Parker kicks to Green. Over Harkless. And too long on the shot.
Well, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
And Gasol sends it back. Green with the ball. Guarded now by Harkless. Parker against Lillard. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Screened by Parker. Passes it to Gasol. Shot clock at 5. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And now a 9-point San Antonio lead. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. They set the pick. The dish now to Collins. Offensive rebound. Davis and Gasol sends it back.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Parker passes to Anderson. He kicks to Aldridge. Spurs working the ball around now. Green dishes to Anderson. Over McCollum. That one wide left. Trailblazers trail by 9. He feeds it to Lillard. Harkless kicks to McCollum. Drains the three-pointer. McCollum's got 19 points.
He is a dangerous outside shooter, and if you leave him open, he can bury them consistently.
Pass to Anderson. Looking for Aldridge. He gets it there. It's tipped. McCollum passes to Lillard. From outside the arc. And C.J. McCollum, another three. Now it's just a three-point Spurs lead.
Wow, that's his 4th three of the game. 2 in each half. He has just owned that line.
Parker kicks to Green. Back to Parker. Aldridge a screen. Parker drives in. He used that pick to get in close. And the Spurs lead by 5.
And Parker really as good as anybody when it comes to attacking the rim and finishing.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Famer.
A different look now for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Collins. And Turner subbed in for Maurice Harkless. San Antonio also making some changes. Mills, he's checked in for Green, and it's DeJounte Murray in for Parker. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He does not like the high foul number in this game. He told them, you've got to stop biting on the shot fake. Stop gambling for steals. That's giving them easy points at the line. We'll see how they respond.
Thanks so much, David. Now here's Murray, guarded closely. Now the pass to Gasol. Here's Aldridge. Nurkic with the block. Here's Turner. The rebound by the Spurs. And a bit of a down year for Tony Parker in 2017. His lowest three-point percentage in 5 years. Lowest free throw percentage in 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him hitting threes at a higher clip. The previous couple seasons, he shot it up over 40%, and a great way, I think, to boost his offense, even though he has slowed down a bit.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
He misses the free throw. And he's good on the second.
Ooh, surely he'd like a mulligan on that one he missed. But it's a 2-possession game.
McCollum dishes to Davis. And there's the feed to Nurkic. Davis sets a screen. To the paint, up off the screen. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Ed Davis out of North Carolina, the 10th pick back in the 2010 draft.
Yeah, now 6'10", a little undersized for the center position, but he finds a way to get it done. A strong rebounder, and he knows how to finish at the rim.
That free throw missing. And the second free throw, good. Spurs leading by 3. Now Murray. Down low. It's stolen by Davis. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's McCollum. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Kicks to Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. And that's now 6 points for Nurkic.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside Aldridge. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And the technical free throw is good. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Two shots.
And that one misses. And he's good on the second. Here's Turner. A 3 from McCollum and another 3 for Portland.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And Mills kicks to Gasol. There's a screen. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line.
They're ahead, but if they don't get a stop here, that free throw could prove critical.
McCollum outside. Six on the shot clock. Feeds it to Nurkic. And so the ball out of bounds. McCollum touched it last.
That's just a lack of communication. 2 guys just not on the same page.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for San Antonio. San Antonio leading. Now here's Mills. Dishes to Gasol. Ginobili outside. Aldridge, the pass to Ginobili. Spurs passing it around. 6 to shoot. Here's Gasol. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And how about the commitment of Gasol on the screen, doing whatever he can to open up shots for his teammates?
Davis sets a screen. Nurkic dishes to Lillard. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick, you want to get that. When he gets the separation he needs, I know he would love to have that one back.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Back to McCollum. Nurkic setting the pick for McCollum. Off the pick. Rebound San Antonio. It's Ginobili with the drive. Good D by McCollum.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Three-pointer, Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, they've been tremendous from beyond the arc. It's a shift from what they did in the first 2 quarters.
Mills passes to Aldridge. And Davis sends it back. It's tipped. Lillard with it. McCollum outside. Davis setting the pick for McCollum. Turner with the screen. Now here's Lillard. He's covered by Murray. And it's Lillard again missing. The Spurs have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. Murray, good. Murray's got 5 points now this quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic. Nurkic setting the pick for Lillard. Davis kicks to Turner. Jacks up a three. The offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. Rejected by Gasol. Turner against Ginobili. He dishes it to Mills. Aldridge a screen. Mills passes to Aldridge. Misses from short range.
Hard to tell if he's just lacking energy in the second half, but it does not look like he's himself out there.
Nurkic can't hit. Spurs leading by 4. And here's Mills. Good D by McCollum. There's a minute 47 left to play here in the fourth. For Murray. And it comes off the front of the rim. Spurs have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth. Right around 46-47%. And it's sent back by Turner. And here we go. Fast break. Turner's got it. Finished off the break.
Respect the experience of Turner. He's used to stepping up in big moments.
The Spurs shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. Ginobili with the screen on Turner. Mills dishes to Ginobili. Good looking screen by Gasol. Nice shot by Ginobili.
Just love the focus when he gets around the rim. How huge could those 2 points be?
Screen by Nurkic. Here's McCollum. Outside Turner. Davis setting the pick for Turner. Here's Nurkic. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And this atmosphere is bananas.
Guys separate themselves by how they perform in clutch situations. Give this man his props.
And Mills kicks to Ginobili. Gasol, a screen on McCollum. And Ginobili. Here we go. It falls!
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They trail by 4. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Pau Gasol.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
.35 seconds left in the game.
You better respect the interior game a little bit. When he gets deep inside, he forces the defense to hit him.
Good on the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
Well, in every season, Lillard seems to up the ante. He continues to hone his craft. He's a special point guard.
And both free throws good for Damian Lillard.
When the score is close, you want this guy on the
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And Mills kicks to Gasol. Spurs passing it around. Here's Aldridge. Count it!
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
That's why you can't let yourself get in this deep a hole. Very little time now to climb out.
There's 18 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And that's an intentional foul. He gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
And Turner kicks to Lillard. And here's McCollum for 3. And that one is off. And so it's the Spurs with the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. LaMarcus, your game has evolved. You started as a finesse player, and now you have a lot more inside aggression. How did you get more comfortable down low?
It just takes time. You know, I got stronger every year, got better every year. You know, when I was younger, I wasn't strong, but now I'm much stronger. I'm much older now.
And a veteran who gets it done. Thank you, LaMarcus. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.